Are you considering purchasing a derelict property in the UK? Did you know that you can potentially save on stamp duty land tax, SDLT, by doing so? In this video, we'll explore how you can take advantage of SDLT savings when buying a derelict property, and what you need to know to make the most of this opportunity. First, let's understand what derelict property is. A derelict property is an abandoned, unusable, or vacant building or piece of property that has been uninhabited for a considerable amount of time and is in desperate need of repair. In short, a derelict property is one that is not suitable for use as a dwelling. The question of determining suitability for use of a property or building as a dwelling is a question of fact, in which all the circumstances will need to be considered. Quite confused, right? Let's clarify with some examples. Let's look at the following example of property that are considered to be suitable for dwelling. That is, they are not considered as derelict property. It is evident from the example that even if a property has amenities like bathing, cooking, and sleeping that are currently non-functional but can be repaired or replaced, the property remains suitable for use as a dwelling. Now let's look at the following example of property that are considered to not be suitable for dwelling. So, they are considered as derelict property. A property might not be considered suitable for use as a dwelling or uninhabitable on the basis that it has been damaged to the extent that normal repair work, replacement, or modernization cannot resolve the issues. Now let's explore stamp duty on derelict property and how much savings one can make. A residential property that is no longer habitable or suitable as a dwelling due to dereliction would not be residential property. Hence, SDLT would be calculated on non-residential rates. The non-residential rates are up to £150,000, 0%. From £150,001 to £250,000, 2%. Above £250,000, 5%. Here you can see the non-residential rates along with the residential rates. This table might look complicated in a first glance, but if you look closely you can see the non-residential rates are quite lower than the residential rates. The highest non-residential SDLT rate is 5%, whereas residential rate for single and main home can go up to 12%, and buy-to-let or second homes can go up to 15% for UK resident. For non-UK residents, the SDLT rates on non-residential properties would remain same. However, the highest residential rates for single and main home can go up to 14% and 17% in case of buy-to-let or second home purchases. Many taxpayers overpay the SDLT, assuming they are purchasing the residential property. Although they are purchasing the residential property which is not suitable as a dwelling, they can save SDLT by paying the lower non-residential rates. Now it all boils down to how much saving one can make. Let's say a UK property developer have purchased the property worth £1.6 million, which was in fact a derelict property. However, he pays the residential rate amounting to £151,250. If he was aware that the derelict property would attract non-residential rate, he could have paid SDLT amounting to £69,500, thereby making a saving of £81,750. That is £151,250 minus £69,500. From the SDLT saving table shown, it is well known that for non-UK resident, the savings can be quite substantial for single and main home, as well as buy-to-let or second homes. For UK resident, SDLT saving can be made in case of buy-to-let or second home, whereas single and main home would result in saving for higher property values only. Developers purchasing genuinely derelict residential property can now consider whether it would be appropriate to self-assess SDLT at the significantly lower non-residential rates. We have just finished how much savings one can make. Now let's dive how to claim SDLT savings or refund, and how long does it take to claim your refund. You can claim the SDLT savings by submitting the appropriate SDLT return form to HM Revenue and Customs once you've purchased the property. Even if you think that you have overpaid SDLT or paid 3% additional surcharge on purchase of additional dwelling which is unsuitable to use or derelict, you can amend your return and ask for the refund from HMRC. You can file for the amended return within 12 months from the original filing date. The duration for receiving a stamp duty refund can vary based on several factors, including the season, the state of the property market, the property type, the complexity of the transaction, and even the property's location. Ideally, your claim should be processed within 15 days when you submit all the required documentation online or by post. However, it's important to note that delays with HMRC may extend this time frame, sometimes taking up to 6 months. To sum up, to claim SDLT savings on derelict property, one need to prove that the property must be genuinely derelict. The property is not suitable for immediate use as a dwelling. The purchase price reflects the derelict state of the property. Further, it is advisable to keep the following documents to strengthen your application: builder's quotes, improvement notices, building surveys, photographs.